All right, we're here, Ducky Fishing Booth, iCast 2019. You guys have an opportunity to get my rods through Academy. Now they're gonna be available multiple different places for you guys to pick up. We're gonna have all 9 SKUs. Now the 3 SKUs that Academy does not have as of right now, they will have them next year, so make sure to check in on that. But 3 SKUs that we're gonna have that are different, 7.2 medium heavy. This has not been available yet. This is my rod that I use for a drop shot. It's heavier drop shotting. Using for the Finesse Nico, Texas rigging, the exact same rod that I use at Table Rock. You know, my spinner rod, I have a 7-foot medium and I have a 7.2 medium heavy. The difference between my 7-foot medium and my 7.2 medium heavy is the 7-foot medium has a lot more tip to it. It's a real fast tip, and it's more for like drop shotting or using like Ned rigs and stuff like that on like open hooks, like nose hooking a drop shot. That's what I designed the 7-foot medium action rod. The 7.2 is more parabolic, but it's a little bit heavier action. I actually went more of a medium plus. I don't throw a real heavy action spinning rod very often. I like little sort of both ends of the spectrum, but I don't like a real medium light. I don't like a real heavy medium heavy. So I went to a sort of a medium heavy, but the lighter end of a medium heavy. And that sort of gives me the flexibility to throw my wacky worms, to throw my shaky heads, to throw my drop shots with a Texas rig, drag and drop. You know, that's what I designed this rod to do. So that's something that's awesome right there. That sucker's bad to the bone. Let's see. All right, so number 2 is the 7.2 medium heavy. Okay, 7.2 medium heavy, it's more of a heavy action, but it has a super fast tip. This rod right here was designed for my all-around frog rod. Trust me, it's good. The key is the frog rod. You want something that has a substantial amount of backbone, but then you want a super fast tip, so that way you can skip it, and you can also get it back up underneath those places, and you can also walk the frog. You hear about walking a frog all the time. That is what I designed this for. It's also great for a football head, a big worm, multiple different things you can throw on this rod right here. I'm a big fan of like in-between sizes. You can throw a 7-foot frog rod, but for me, I wanted a rod that I could be in between a 7.6 and a 7-footer. And a 7.2 gives me enough length where I can cast and fish matted grass, but also short enough to where I can make my roll cast up underneath bushes and docks and stuff like that. So same setup. You got the blue and the white. You have a split reel seat. On top of that, my hook keeper is always up front. Now on my casting stuff, my spinning is down low. So for that, it just makes it easier when you're using a Texas rig or anything like that to cook it on there and you're solid. You don't have to unhook your Texas rig worm or your bandito bug. You just put it in there, done, slide it on, slide it off, and you're ready to roll. 7.2 medium heavy frog rod. Last but not least, see where I have him. So I don't see him right. There he is, got it. My 610 jerkbait, small top water, small crankbait rod. This is an all-around medium action rod, but the key is I made the handle fairly short. And the reason for that is when you're throwing a jerkbait, you cast it out there and you go to working your jerkbait, you don't want that handle getting down up in here, you know, in this area. You want to be able to have it along your forearm and you're using it, wop, 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 wop. Has super fast tip, but also has some backbone in it. And the reason why it is 610 is this. I've thrown 6.6, 6.8 my whole life. I've liked a larger, longer rod for the most part for jerking, even close to a 7-footer. But I wanted a couple more inches off of there because, you know, that gives me a little bit more room to really jerk that jerkbait downward and not hit your boat. That's more so what it is. And on top of it, I wanted to have something that I could cast. A couple inches doesn't sound like a lot, but on a rod, when you're trying to get a little bit more distance, it's a substantial amount. It really allows me to impart the action of the bait. There's a really good like skitter pop rod, smaller poppers, you know, little small crankbaits, like little shad wraps. You know, that's the rod that I'm gonna use for this. So those are the 3 new rods that you haven't been able to get and will be available soon. Multiple retailers will be available at Academy towards the end of the fall, beginning of the springtime. I'll let you guys know when that goes down. Okay, so we stopped by the Ducket booth. Now we got to travel a little bit, look a little bit, see what's going on. iCast is really big. iCast, if you've ever been to iCast, we have long days, a lot of work, a lot of shooting video, but a lot of fun as well. A lot of new products, and you truly only get to see a small amount of products. You really have to go through and look through some of the products showcase. That's always fun to do. It's always a good time to be able to do that as well. So we're gonna slide over here to the Rapala booth. There's some new stuff that's come from Rapala. Actually won the best in show, I believe, or on the terminal tackle. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I haven't really clued in on that whole deal. It's a pretty cool little unique hook that adds a lot to what we do day in and day out. We're gonna have to hold off. We're not too far away, but it's pretty good. So we're here. the Rapala booth. Take the backpack off because you always have to have that to get on that special lures. That's always why I grab that backpack. When you see me out here on this floor, always have a backpack with me. See a special lure, something, grab a couple of them.
So this is Jacob Wheeler. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. He's a pretty good fisherman.
Every once in a while I catch one. See, I learned everything that I know from you.
No,
I've learned everything.
I've learned everything from watching you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, well.
I have on my phone, I have tons of videos of just
okay,
Jacob
so what,
Wheeler.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What's the biggest thing you learned from me this year? Let me hear that.
It's top secret. I can't say.
You can't tell everybody
no,
the top. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was a good one, actually. See, that top secret, some sneaky stuff, you got to keep it under wraps. He has some stuff that's coming out in a couple of years at Rapala that we have in the back pocket. We can't even show you guys. I know it sort of stinks. I apologize.
Yep,
we can't let it cat out of the bag yet. But we got to talk about what's new at iCast.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that's new. So let's go do that right now. Thanks a lot.
Good to see you.
See you. Okay. See if we can slide through here. I don't know if we have a whole lot of room. Everybody's trying to figure it out. You got Troy.
Yo.
There's a man, the myth, the legend. How are you doing?
Good, man.
Good seeing you. All right. So the big deal that won terminal tackle. The bladed treble. Oh, the bladed hybrid treble is a bad dude. Now what this is, it's a treble hook, has a blade on it. Yes, I said a blade. It's a hybrid, VMC hybrid treble, but it has a blade on the back of it. Now I've messed around with this quite a bit, but actually last year at Chattooga, I was putting this on my front of my jerkbait to where the fish would hone in on the front of the jerkbait rather than the back of the jerkbait, and they would get it pretty good every time. I actually messed around with it quite a bit in the fall last year, and if you put it towards the tail, they would hone in on the back. If you put it in the front, they would hone in towards the front. I mean, you could even technically put all three of these trebles on a jerkbait on top water, and you have a big school of minnows. But it's also really cool for like your whopper ploppers. It's great for any kind of top water, but also for me, it's a crankbait. It's not gonna hinder the action of your bait. So DT6 this year, at DT20 when I'm offshore, I'll put these hooks on and I'll crank it through the schools of fish offshore, stop it, and that little bit of flash adds something just a little different. And the options are endless. You gotta think about jigging route, you gotta think about jigging spoons. This is gonna add more flash, something that's very unique for a treble hook, and it does a great job for that. I'll shoot some videos about this later on this fall. When the fish get on really small bait, that dude right there is gonna beat them up. Okay. Also in the VMC lineup, we have two different terminal tackles. We have the tungsten slider weights. Tungsten slider weights are more for the Tokyo rig. It looks like great for Mojo rigging or Carolina rigging, but this is for a Tokyo rig. That way you don't have to worry about putting 2 1/8 ounces together or 2 halves together to make 1 ounce. You have it right here. Pretty affordable, also works good for a Mojo rig, but that's something that I definitely would recommend. If you are a big time Tokyo rig fisherman and you like reeling around on rock, this right here is gonna make it super easy, super simple, slip on, slip off. Don't have to worry about that. So, tungsten slider weights. Next is the tungsten teardrop. There's a lot of different tungsten on the market, but VMC does a good job by keeping their prices fairly low for the consumer, and that's what I really appreciate about the brand, is the fact that they truly try to keep the cost fairly low so everybody can enjoy the high quality price that they produce. Teardrops is, in my mind, is the best drop shot weight style all around for fishing brush, fishing rock. You have more connection to the bottom because it's a little bit fatter towards the end. You can feel what's going on, and it just, weight for the most part you wouldn't think matters a whole lot, but I'm a big fan of the teardrop and would recommend using that probably over any other one. Real quick, we're gonna touch on the HD bladed swim bait hook. This is, you know, your underspin swim bait hook. They come in multiple different sizes, 7/0 all the way going down to I think I believe a 4/0. And this is just more so for any swim bait that you're trying to add a little bit more flash to. Around the shad spawn, out offshore, around grass. They have a good rotation of different hooks. Associate them with the swim bait that you're really using. So what I mean by that is you have a 6/0 hook right here, 3/8 ounce. So you put a 5-inch swim bait on this thing, it's gonna work just about perfect. You can use a hollow body, you can use a 4-inch Largo, you can use whatever you prefer. 3/8, you should be able to get it 5 to 8 foot of water and reel it fairly fast in 3 to 5. And you're gonna have exactly what you need. So always good, simple. They go from actually a 3/0 to a 7/0, I apologize. 3/0 starts with a 3/16, go all the way down to a 7/0, I believe, and it's a 1/2 ounce. That's your options there. Let's keep on rolling out here. This is just a lot of the more so lure Jensen stuff. I don't know a lot about salmon stuff, so I apologize. That is not my cup of tea, but you have the Arashi vibe. Oh, Otter won the Classic. It's okay, you son of a gun, you won the Classic. I got second. I know You summoned gun, you caught all them bass. You really had to do me like that. All right, you're showboating now, showboating. Actually, I did talk to Otter. He actually just had surgery, so my prayers go out to him. But I mean, he said he's doing pretty good now. Everything's pretty solid. Trying to get everything ready to go for the Red Crest event here coming up in August. But that's Summer Gun, bad dude, even better guy. He's good dude, good dude. All right, moving on. Brandon Pollock's been working on this glide bait for a while now. And this bait right here is, I do not know a heck of a lot about glide baits. So I'm glad someone else designed a glide bait, because if I designed a glide bait, I'd be like, okay, I'd hope I'd made one that was decent. Pollock has thrown a glide bait his whole life. Lives out west. Got to give props to him. I have thrown this one considerable amount. I've had them for a year or so. And you see a lot of guys catch a lot of big ones on them. They have a lot of different colors, but the very unique thing about this one is it has the right weight system. You're going to glide, it stays in the strike zone a lot longer. You have a 360 rotating hook hanger, so that allows it to where those fish cannot get that momentum and to really get the leverage to get off. That's really important when you're throwing a glide bait or something that's heavy, is to have that. So that was a really cool deal right there. Heavy duty VMC snap. And then they come in a lot of cool colors, like a pro blue or trout. If you believe it or not, rainbow trout kills it. Like, I didn't realize how good a rainbow trout works on lakes that don't have rainbow trout. Blueback herring, a little bit more translucent. That's something that I've always been big on. It's having something that you can almost see through. It's got a good little bit of paint. Trying to trick these big bass into biting, it's hard to do it with just something that's like going to be like something for me that has something that's a little bit more off the wall. Not meaning off the wall, but like this one right here is very unique. They bite the Summer Gun right here. But in the clear water, you definitely have to have something more natural. So we're going to put him back. A lot of different colors. You're going to have to look at, check it out. They're available, I guess, this fall. That's sick. I've not seen that color. So, lots of different stuff. On to the advanced fluorocarbon. You guys have heard me talk about this the whole year. Now it is available. It should be available actually here in the next couple of days at a retailer near you. I believe a couple online retailers will have them. Don't know when the plan is for Academy, but plan them probably to grab some later on. This one right here, 17-pound test. So I've run Suffolk for a long time now. Used Suffolk for a lot of years. And they've always had decent line, okay, as far as fluorocarbon. Always the best braid. But not until now can I really truly tell you, in my opinion, that their fluorocarbon is next to none. They have a phenomenal fluorocarbon now. The advanced fluorocarbon has the right amount of abrasion resistance. It has the right amount of being subtle and supple and castability, but also it's rigid enough to where you're not going to break them off. So I've used it a lot. I'm just telling you guys, we definitely want to try this out. It's a good line. You see it throughout the next couple of weeks, throughout the next couple of months, year. Grab you a spool, check it out. Let me know, comment below, and tell me what you think about it. Because I truly do believe this is one of the best lines out there on the market now. They've done a lot of work, did a lot of homework, and they didn't want to come out with something that was just okay. They knocked it out of the park with the Suffolk Advance. So truly a great line. They come in 300-yard spools, and they come in these 1,000, 1,200-yard spools. That's always, you know, if I can get a 1,200-yard spool, I know it's a little bit more expensive. I want to say it's like $30 for a 300-yard. I want to say it's like $100 for a 1,200-yard spool, which has lasted me quite a long time. Check them out, the Suffolk Advance, good stuff. On to the new stuff from Rapala. One thing that I'm really excited about is the BX Brat. You've seen it before. We have new colors in the BX Brat. We got a black chartreuse, you got Hot Dang It, which is more of a black back, white sides, and then you have a little bit of chartreuse on him as well. But overall, they've added quite a few colors in the BX Brat, and that's sort of a sleeper square bill. Let me put that back up there because I intend to mess stuff up. That's sort of a sleeper square bill, the BX Brat, but now they have a big Brat. So if you're a big tom, cranking, you know, a lot of shallow wood, 3 foot, 4 foot and less, big Brat is big profile. This is almost like, I mean, it's a substantial size. I'll pull it out of the package. Bam, bada bing, bada boom. Pretty big. The one thing you're gonna notice is the angle of that bill. You would think that bill would dive fairly deep, but BX is balsa extreme. What I mean by that is you have balsa wood encased in plastic. So you have the buoyancy of the balsa, and you have the action of a balsa, but then you have it in plastics where it's durable. The big square bill on this, the big bill on this is gonna allow you to go through super, super nasty wood. So if you need a bigger profile square bill, the BX Brat is definitely gonna be one you're gonna pick up this fall. But overall, it is pretty good, shallow cranking, 17-pound line, crank it through the nastiest, baddest tree you got, and hold on. Last couple products from Rapala, we have the new Skitter V, size 13. I'm big time on a 3-hook topwater. 3 hooks is where it's at. Skitter V is very unique. And what it has is it has a boat-shaped keel almost. towards the bottom. Okay, this is gonna allow you to walk it in place really well. Now, the line tie is a little bit pointed downwards, where it's gonna make it even cut harder into the water. This bait really shines when it's like a little bit windy, and you gotta snap your rod tip, snap, and throw slack back at it, because what it does is, because of that keel and because of the way your line tie is, it displaces a lot of water, almost like a pencil popper bait. So really good for that. Also good for just, working it slow. I would say slow to medium retrieve. It does okay on the faster retrieves, but because of the line tie, ooh, I almost hooked myself right there. Because of the line tie and where it's at, it's gonna be better for the slow to medium retrieve. So if you're looking for a bait, a walking bait in particular, bigger profile, has a lot of disturbance, the number 13 Skidder V is gonna be a pretty good one to try out. They're new cold clips. I don't obviously use cold clips in Major League Fishing now. We catch weigh release, but a lot of you guys do, and that's what I grew up fishing 5-fish limits. So just to be a little bit smarter about keeping these fish healthy, what happens is you have a no puncturing cold clip, you put it on there, you pull on it, you have to have it. Oh, that sucker hurts, like a summer gun. That summer gun hurt. He pitches pretty tight. You put it over their lip, you lock it on there, you're good to go. They have colors, so if you're color coordinating when you're calling fish, numbers and colors for each one, so they have a 5 and a 3. I think they have like 6 or 8 little clips that come in the set, but it works really well, hand in hand with the tournament scale, that Rapala scale that you guys see me use all the time. So great call clip system. Regardless if you get this one or not, I would definitely encourage you to get a non-puncturing call clip. It just helps the fisheries out. Kills me when I see like a 5 or 6 pounder and he's got a big gash and hole in his mouth because someone took a puncturing call clip and went way down into his mouth and it ripped out there. Maybe now it makes it where that fish can almost barely eat, has a tough time, and then might not make it. So non-puncturing is the way to go. If I were you guys, just pick a good setup. Cow Coast makes a great one, and then the Rapala ones are also really good. So that is what we got here, Rapala, VMC, Storm, Suffolk, big hodgepodge of stuff, but a lot of good products, and a lot of these will be available later this fall, except for the line, which is available here, should be available this week. Uh-oh, I done found the man, the myth, the legend, MBJ. Hey, Bill Lewis, no one. That's something, Bill Lewis. What's up, man?
What's up, dog? How you doing, man?
Hey, we done hung out this week a little bit already.
Yeah, we did already kicked it a little bit.
Had a little bit of fun.
Yes,
but
sir.
hey, now listen, MDJ's got a new bait coming out. I can't talk about it, but Sucker done made something pretty cool. So I'm gonna let him take it from here and show you what he's got.
Hey, we got a couple new crickets I'm gonna introduce y'all to. Like my boy Jay Wills just said, this right here is my new boo, my new thing, the SB57. You might have seen me catch him out with a bagel on it. I don't know if you saw that or not, but this little guy right here, fish catching machine. Been working on it for over a year. You see all the different little colors we got to tantalize all the smallmouth, largemouth, medium mouths, and all the other mouths out there. It's gonna catch them. But let's talk about a couple key features real quick, okay? Check out that bill, okay? You ever get a square bill snagged? Yeah, I know, me too. Not this one, okay? You cannot snag this bait. Computer chip board, extremely consistent action, has a very soft knocking sound, not too much, not too noisy, not too quiet, just right, kind of like porridge. Comes with great hooks. What else can I say? Got all the colors. Y'all need to check them out. Y'all see them right here. Get some.
A man come out here with a signature crankbait. I can't be like leaving him out, so I had to stop in on the YouTube iCast version. You know how it is. I said, man, I gotta check in, man.
Boy.
I said, you gonna have to slide a few over there every once in a while. You hollers at me for some Rapala stuff. And
I don't need to
give.
Listen, y'all been following Bass Pro Tour this year. I'm not giving Jacob none of these. Okay, none. He can't have them. Okay, I'm gonna let him throw his shad wraps and husky jerks and all that.
Let him keep on with that.
Hey, listen, because you're doing just fine, bro. All right, you don't need my help.
That's what we got. It's all good. Now we got 2 more events.
Three.
Well, 3 more events. Oh yeah,
4
we do.
probably for you.
Well, 4 for me. Well, major, like 1 more mega event.
Yeah. Redcrest, ain't no doubt.
Across Wisconsin. That one's gonna be fun.
That is gonna be fun.
I think it's gonna be fun. But the crazy thing is, I don't know. You think it's gonna be like a smallmouth thing? You think it's gonna be a largemouth thing? You think it's gonna be a little bit of both? You know, we all been up there before, but we've been there at a different time of year. June.
Right. June. Yeah.
So June transition month.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's like May would probably be spawning, I would assume, on those places. So like now, August,
summer pattern.
A lot of fish would be out there on the main river, even largemouth.
Absolutely.
And smallmouth just live out there.
Potentially grouped up.
Well, that's the thing is like this is the thing with fishing like that river is if you can find them grouped up, in the big grass fields, like
Yeah.
you find you're getting megawatt of them. But it's a high risk, high reward.
Absolutely.
Main river, more consistent.
Yep.
Because you can run bop, 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 bop. You don't have to worry about getting in and getting out, getting stuck on sandbars.
And that current's gonna position those fish
Yep.
in a very specific spot. So you're not gonna, once you locate them, which will take some time, you're not gonna have as hard a time as consistently catching them once you found
Yeah, it's
them.
pretty consistent. It's
Yep.
not like it's like a Tennessee River, where
Right.
it's only the current's there, only certain times in the day. This is a constant current
Right.
that's coming down the Mississippi River, and it's
Absolutely.
pretty consistent depending on, if you have rain, it flow, it can come up or down, but normally in
Right.
August it goes lower and it becomes good. So
Ain't no doubt.
we're gonna find out. We're excited about that one, but I had to check in with my boy. As always,
Appreciate you, big dog.
I had to check in with
Appreciate you, big
So
dog.
now we got a couple things going on. We have Wiley X at the stop at, and then we're gonna probably close out at Real Tree. But we'll probably see a few people along the way, and if they're pretty cool, we might even interview them. I don't know. If we don't have an interview, then we didn't mean to see anybody cool in between here and there. Now, if there's a person watching that we've seen in between here and there, I'm sorry. Sorry. We just met up with my buddy Ken Carter. What's up, my man? You've been hanging in there, killing the game. He does it all. Hey, lives down here in Florida. He qualified for
The Federation Championship.
Federation Championship at Harlow, so he keeps on after. I got so much respect for all y'all OGs, man, the originals. That's what's up.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna
bud.
catch up before too long, but hey, I'm telling you, keep it up. Hey,
You got it.
big time, big time. Take it easy on us, though. Little by little. All right, everybody, we are here at the Wiley X booth. You see me wear Wiley X day in and day out. Have multiple different frames that I use, but for sure, the Peak is one of my favorite. Omega is probably number one, then Peak. You sort of switch it up depending on what's going on. The Emerald, as far as lens goes, can't beat it. It's my all-around favorite, no doubt. So, but they do have a few different frames this year. So let's dive in and see what's going on. They actually have 4 different frames. First off, they have the Vallis. A little bit sleeker, a little bit larger on the sides. Sort of can protect you from a lot of the rays, a lot of sunlight coming from the side view. Whenever I'm sight fishing, I want to have something that has a substantial amount of plastic over here on towards the side. You want to have a little bit broader band, and that allows it to where you can really truly block the sun. Because what happens is you end up doing this a lot. Okay, you end up doing that a lot, trying to shield your eyes and be able to see a little bit deeper. So sight fishing, you definitely want something a little bit larger like that. On top of it, here's the Peaks, the ones I wear day in and day out, just for all around. When I'm not worried about looking at them, you're gonna have a little bit smaller on, a little smaller, slimmer feel, and also your tan lines. My wife says, I don't even, I'm not worried about it. We have Cancun eyes all the time because we wear sunglasses all the time. Protection is important. Good to go. So this is my all around, just more comfortable pair. I wear it day in and day out. Number 2 of what's new this year, the Aspect, smaller profile frame. I do like a little bit broader because I got a big head, but each frame is completely different for each individual. So also on top of it, they have the double hinged, and that allows it to where it makes it super simple, super easy to slide it on your head, pop it off, even for a big headed dude like me. So that's number 2. And then last but not least, you've probably seen this on MDJs, and this is the Kingpin. Broad lens, which is important. Very more sleek sides to them, very much so. And this is just really good all around, like I said again. But for me, if I'm trying to go out there on the water and I have to see this fish really well, I'm gonna go to that little bit bigger. But for the all around everyday pair of sunglasses and pair of frames, you're good to go. Now they have 4 different lenses that you can choose from. My personal favorite, as we talked about, was the Emerald, but you can mix and match, and you can call them up personally and find out, if you want to customize it, they can do that, and that's what's great about Wiley X. Eye protection is so important. There's been several times where people have had ounce bullet weights come back and fly back and crack their lens and have issues. One thing that Wiley X has is so awesome is the shatter-proof lenses. It's not going to move it. It's not going to shatter. This is a 1 pound, 1 ounce weight, and if you could literally crash it against there and it's not going to shatter. And that's something that's really important for us. Now, all of these sunglasses and all these lenses are polarized. So if you're looking for a new set of polarized glasses, you might check out the Wiley X stuff. But that's what's new for this year. Let's check on to the next spot. All right, adding to what we've seen at the Ducket booth, we also have new reels coming out, new spinning reel in the Paradigm line of reels. Now the spinning reels, we have 3 different models. We actually gonna have about $100, $99.99 a model. You're gonna have a $149 model and then a $199 model. Now on the casting reels, this is gonna have two different size series, a 100 and a 200, and we have gear ratios 6:8 to 1, 7:5, and 8:3 to 1. The big thing with this casting reel, which I'm a big casting reel, I obviously love spinning reels, but same point in time, having a casting reel that fits your hand really well, and then also having something that 8:3 to 1, I've noticed that having a higher gear ratio reel really plays a huge role in getting this fish in the boat. So if you flip out there, you guys see me fishing in a swim jig underneath boat docks, when they bite and they come to you, setting the hook and being able to have that gear ratio, a higher gear ratio to get this fish out of there and into your boat is a huge ordeal. And then same thing with frog fishing or topwater fishing. When that fish blows up on it, gets it, you set the hook and then fish come towards you. So then they end up getting slack in your line and they get off. But with a higher gear ratio, you're not gonna have to deal with that. And I still will bump down to the 6:8 to 1s and even potentially go into 5 to 1s in the older series. But for me personally, this reel 8 to 1 is taking complete control over what I used to use as in the 7.3s to 1s, because there's no reason in a lot of different techniques to not go with a higher gear ratio. So new Paradigm series, definitely something you're gonna wanna check out. It's gonna be available soon. Rolling up to the Realtree booth, you guys know the Realtree family is unbelievable, awesome, always great to work with. They have a brand new pattern out. You see me wear Realtree fishing all the time. That is what I use. That pattern's awesome. You see me in the Magellan wear that I wear all the time, and the sun shirts. That is a pattern that I enjoy, out there on the water. It's a lifestyle brand on top of just, somewhat functionality, but that lifestyle is transitioned to a completely new pattern with the wave pattern. You see this is actually from a Coliseum, but will be available in some of the Magellan lines later next year, early spring, but it's really cool looking pattern. I can't wait for the kinds of colors, the new sun shirts from Magellan. It's gonna be awesome. But we also get to have a little fun here at Realtree. We're gonna go around front and I'll show you. We gotta rig up a rod. Has to do with a rod, a reel, maybe some money. It's always something I wanted to do. You know what we're doing?
I have no idea.
You don't know what we're doing.
Why would I? I just walked up because I saw you here.
Y'all know Jay Martin, man. Justin Martin, my man. Hey, Summer Gun kills the game. Had a lot of fun with this year. We've had a lot of good times. But iCast, I've always wanted to do this. Put some line on this reel. So.
Are we going human fishing?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Are we? What are we going to fish with?
Money.
Ah.
Money's the best.
How big? You may catch me.
$100, man.
I'm a drag stripper now. I'm going right up under.
I got to get this line on. I got to figure out how you're going to put this thing on.
Oh, what nice and tape.
That's what I thought, but see, like hooking it on there with no weight is hard, but you can put it out there. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can put it out there, but like it's set there.
I'll just drag it out and drop it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yeah. You just sit over here and I'll drag it out, drop it, and then I'll just walk away from it.
All right, so this is the deal. We're fixing to start something. I don't know how many dollars. I'm gonna start with the dollar bills because dollar bills are a little bit easier to if somebody does grab it, I'm not gonna feel as bad. If I lose a $100 bill first time, I'm gonna be a little bit more upset. So start with the dollar bill. I haven't figured out quite how I'm gonna do it yet, but we're gonna figure it out. All right, we gotta figure out how to. I don't know yet. I gotta figure out how to tape this thing on.
Not like around the center.
No, because that's when, like, if you had tape, you could tape on the center like this.
Yeah.
And they can't tell. See what I'm saying? Like if you tape the back side of it and it's laying flat like that, you got this 12-pound subextendence. Invisible fluorocarbon. You know what I mean? Hey.
Look, I can't even grab it.
It's so invisible.
Look, I can't even grab it. Where is it?
Okay, so we got the cut.
They ain't gonna tell them what's going on in the back.
You're having a good year, man.
Get it to stick. Where you want it? You got them marked on your graph? Where are they dinged up?
Getting dinged up on the corner, that transition right there. popping around a little bit. I might have to twitch him a couple times.
Wait, here comes Hank Parker. Hey, here comes Hank Parker.
This is like Beaver Lake all over again.
I gotta stop being so cheap.
New cricket. New cricket.
Yeah, this side.
Bigger cricket. We're going power fishing. I got a 20.
All I got is ones and hundreds. You gonna put 100 out there?
If I lose it, man, it's gonna suck.
Hey,
Hey, give it to him.
Where is it going?
He goes.
He said he gonna set the trap.
I done seen him go around the corner down there with it.
I'll teach you. Oh.
are you aware of your surroundings?
I just heard my name.
No. Look, you walk right by it.
You got broke up. That's awesome.
Oh, that was so great. You walked right over it, man.
I wasn't even paying on
I
mine,
said,
bro.
you're making too much money. He's making too much money. He's
I
walking over $100 bill.
ain't making enough. I ain't even see it. Glance at it, look at nothing. Listen, I would have grabbed that joint so fast. Y'all would have got me on that if I seen it.
Well, I get worried about the line, like tripping somebody.
Yeah, he just traced it.
Wilson Street.
Sorry. We'll see you later.
I put $1 bill on it. I think if you get it out the far, like, heck, you know how many people stomped on that thing?
Yeah.
We almost lost 100. But most people are stepping on my $100 bill that I had. I worked hard for that money.
Oh, I guarantee.
So I decided, with that many people not caring about money, I don't know. $1 bill might be better.
I'll tell you what I figured out. These folks around iCast make way too much
Way
money.
too much money to be worried about. Hey,
They ain't even aware of their surroundings. They're not hunters, they're fishermen. That's all it is.
I know, they're
Duck hunter, he'd have done got that thing.
Is that a State Farm commercial? Yeah. I haven't had a whole lot of luck. They're just in a bad mood. Foul mood.
Somebody done busted the school. Hey, there's B-Lap. Go drop it in front of B-Lap.
You guys mind if I take a picture of you guys?
Oh. Dang, got back guys. Unreal. B-Lap's kid's $1 richer. That's good. Did it break?
No, backlash.
Oh,
You took all.
He's still going. No, his son is still going with $1. No, it's gone.
It's okay. It's not, at least not 100. I think $1.
Hey, his son looked up and like, who are you?
It's like, you're gonna give me $1? All right.
Somebody said use a beard.
Oh, here, you got him? You got him? The old name?
Who the heck is it? Oh, wait a second. Who's that?
I think you got away.
Oh, no.
All right. You got any hundreds? I can borrow.
I mean, who was the winner?
What do you mean? Who's the winner?
Yeah.
No,
Who that little boy done stole my $8?
Oh, he did. You tied too good of a knot.
We have a lot of fun here at the Real Tree Fishing booth. You obviously can tell we ain't playing no games. Got a little tape. Actually, it's the Real Tree Fishing logo. And tape it on the back of the dollar bills. I tried it once with 100. Didn't work that great because what happened was the guy in between me, the guy picks it up. He's like, heck yeah, and he sees there's a string attached to it. He's like, oh, he got me, you know. Only time it happened. Now I was scared because, heck, $100 bills is a lot of money. Lots. I'd never do it before, but see now Martin's money, I'll play with Martin's money. I
Yeah.
don't mind it. $20?
$20 a lot of money to me. He's been talking to Mark.
Hey, I seen him down there creeping around the corner and he was looking for the best time to get your 20.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's what I'm talking about. You gonna reel that up?
Come on, reel him up.
I'm just glad I got my 20 back.
Man, that was the deal. What's that? Oh, is that mine? See, it was all about the placement. Actually, finally got us one now. Hey, you see how that placement is always key. The cast is always key. See, your placement has been horrible.
It's called angling for a reason.
I got my bait back. Hold on. Now, we're getting nervous with this 20. They know. We'll have to we'll have to let it die down.
Was kind
All right.
When happy hour kicks off at these booths around
Oh,
us, that's when they're gonna be dinged up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be. You want to know? It's gonna be dumb.
Hey, we got it dinged. All right. Well, we got us a couple of them.
We got a couple bites.
We got a couple bites. iCast crowd, y'all make too much money. That's all I gotta say. You do this, hey, you do this anywhere else, man.
It's over.
Guaranteed.
At this crowd though, we may ought to, instead of this, we may ought to get one of them happy hour cups and throw on the ground.
Oh, you throw a happy hour cup in there?
There's Scotty. You think we get Scotty with it?
No way.
Too smart for that?
He won't even get it. He'll drop one out of his pocket. He'll be like, where's your firewood? Yeah, if I dropped it, it means God didn't want me to have that one, so I'll just let somebody else can have it. All right, guys, we're ending it up here at the Realtree booth. Had a lot of fun with y'all. A lot of great new products, a lot of great people we've seen. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time.